I'm Atalanta, and this is Soul Connection. Soul Connection is a series dedicated to teaching you how to tap into and connect to your soul on a deeper level. We will be exploring spirit versus soul, mass meditation, chakra energy, vibration, and connecting to all. We will learn how to tap into our soul and figure out what our purpose is on this earth in this lifetime. Hi, I'm Atalanta, and we're here today to start a mini series called Soul Connection. This series is going to show you how to connect to your soul into the greater consciousness where you can tap into why you're here in this lifetime on this earth, guidance, intuition. Today's episode is all about soul and spirit. Are they the same? Are they different? I have Andjela here from Bosnia, and this just happens to be her forte, which we'll get into later on in this episode. Hi, Andjela, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Atlanta?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm so excited about this because we were talking about this the other day and you were asking
Yeah.
all these questions in the translation. I was like, nope, we're just going to do it. So tell us a little bit about you and what you do. I know you're an energy worker, a healer. You speak to souls of babies, which I want to go into later in the episode.
Well,
But
I'm
tell them.
Angela and I'm a medium. So I connect to the other world. And my specialty is connecting with baby souls and baby souls that have to come here on Earth and they connect with their mother. So when they connect with their pre-mother, then the mother can get pregnant because a lot of women can get pregnant on the normally way. So normally, I mean more like um, they have blockages or things like that, or they thinking not like they're supposed to be like making endorphin hormones that are very important when you want to get pregnant. And when I do energy work, I activate the endorphin hormones and a lot more things. But that is the most important to be receptive and to connect with the baby soul. So the baby souls see this light of energy in your aura, and then the baby soul connects and it downloads onto your in your surrounding, and then the pregnancy happens, the conception.
That's amazing. So does the baby soul literally connect to the mother soul?
Yes, yes, yes,
And you
yes,
said the baby soul sees the aura. Is that
yes.
correct? Do
Well,
you
it recognizes it recognizes the
recognize?
light and the energy and yeah, things like that.
Okay. And the aura to you, can you kind of explain what an aura is? Because with me, I believe the aura is like, the person's energy that they emit. So it almost, in a way, I guess, could be the soul or the spirit emitting like its energy.
It's totally,
There.
yes. We have the same belief.
Well,
Yes, yes.
everything's been changing a little bit with me lately. So yeah, this is interesting. But yeah, I really want to get into the baby soul thing in just a little bit. But this episode is about soul and spirit and whether or not they are the same or are they different. Do you want to jump in? What is your opinion on that?
Well, for me, the soul is something you can't live without it. It's how you breathe. It's everything. When we lose our soul, we're nothing. We're nothing. We're completely dead. The body is dead, but the soul continues in another world. In what realm you believe? It's heaven or reincarnation, whatever you believe.
What about the
And
spirit?
spirit, it's it, for most of it, it's the same. Spirit and soul is the same. But for me, when I hear spirit, it feels more like what you feel, how you present yourself, your charisma, your spirit, how's your spirit energetic or something, those kinds of things. And the soul feels for me more like more something inside of you, the your essence. That's more your essence. What
That makes
about
a
you?
lot of sense.
How are you
Okay,
thinking about
okay. So we were talking about this, and you're going, tell me reasons behind it, okay? And I love the way you just explained that, because that actually kind of coincides with what I believe. I believe the soul and the spirit are different. Now, I know it takes both of them to create a body on this earth, or to work or live in a body on this earth. The reason why I feel like they're different, and I believe you're correct 100%, is the essence of the person, whereas the soul is the person. I say person, that energy. Person, because that's what we are here on earth. Okay, so when I say that, that's why I'm saying that. But I believe that the soul is more of the greater picture and part of the collective, okay, which creates everything, that energy that creates everything. And that the spirit is sort of like the umbilical cord to the earth. So, in saying that, that's why we have ghosts, entities, spirits, because the soul, and I'm just using up here and down here because that's the only way I can make it understandable, but the soul is kind of up here, and it's the main, it's you, it's the energy, it's your energy, whereas the spirit is sort of the umbilical cord and is what is the essence that is in this body on this earth, which is why it can be left here, like it, or part of it even can be left here. I haven't figured all that part out yet, but I honestly believe that
That's another show.
it's another show. It's a whole nother show. A whole nother mini series. But yeah, that's what I believe. People can see other people and say that person's just soulless. They have empty eyes. They have dark eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like people, let's just go with really evil people. Somebody that looks empty inside. That maybe at that point their soul has left them for whatever reason. Now their spirit, their essence is still here on earth, but their soul is gone. It's gone to a whole nother place. It has left that body. And that body's energy, like the gasoline for the body, is the essence, which is the spirit. Does that make sense? So the body's still trucking. Yeah, the body's still trucking until it dies, until it runs out of that gas, or somebody takes the gas and siphons it. But the gas is the spirit. I know it's confusing.
No, it's not. It's
But I think we both believe a lot on the same level. What about
yeah.
you as far as that? What do you believe spirit is? As far as like entities and stuff. About the same?
Well, they're same. Yes, 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 yes. Because when somebody goes like to the dark side, for example, um, you even don't see the light anymore in that person. You don't even see the light in the eyes anymore. It's just dark, and you don't even can talk anymore. You can't even connect anymore. And it's about the connection. So when we lose that connection with somebody who's so far, then there's nothing left, only a body. Only a body.
Only a body with the gasoline making it go, which is what I
Yeah.
believe the spirit is. We talk about like demonic possession. And first of all, my views on angels and demons and stuff, I have to have a name to something so we understand what it is. But the light and the dark, but the angels and the demons, how people say, oh, demonic possession. Or I'm going to give an example again of, like, let's say a
Yeah.
criminal, somebody who is just awful, a serial killer, serial rapist, child molester. Um, you know, I think it's possible that these people at some point, and I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying some of them. I used to know a guy that worked. He was a guard on death row, and I asked him a question. I said, these people that are on death row, do some of them do some of them just look empty inside? Because I do watch a lot of crime shows, and it looks like some of those people are just they're just empty, you know. And he said, yeah, a lot of them are like that. Well, it kind of makes me believe that it's possible that maybe either their soul has been overtaken by this dark presence or left them completely for whatever reason. Maybe they went through something as a child. I don't know. Okay. And it was so traumatic that their soul left them. And now they're taken over by this possession. And then, of course, when they get put in prison, that demon or whatever that dark energy has no more use for them anymore. So naturally, they hightail it out of there and go find somebody else. What about your thoughts of that?
Yeah, I think the same. Yes, really. Yeah, yeah. You're completely when you said it, I was like, yes, yes,
It's
spot
weird.
on.
I mean, it's really weird to think about. And then you have these pure light. You talked about babies and their souls and connecting to their mamas. And talk about that just a little bit because that's really interesting. And a lot of people they don't know, they don't know anything about that. I know I don't know much about it.
Well, it's very funny because the first thing what happens to me personal, I dream about the baby. The baby visits me in my dream. And then a couple days later or a week later, the pre-mother of the baby calls me for consolation because she can't get pregnant. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I know. I saw your baby already. I saw the baby still already. And then they're talking, and they're trying and all kinds of stuff, IVF and things like that. They tried everything. And then they say like, yeah, I just had a feeling that I needed to call you or to search at medium and pregnancy. And I said, yeah, I know why, because your baby, you're listening to your intuition and your baby guides me towards me so I can connect you with your baby. And then they're like, oh my God, oh my God. And it's so amazing because I'm doing this now for many years. And how the baby presents itself in my dream, that's how the baby becomes a couple years later because the parents are still in contact with me. They still send sometimes pictures or something. And then I'm like, oh my God, I saw this baby in my dream so many years ago. And it's just, I can't, I can
Right?
describe you.
As what we
Yeah.
labeled as the spirit. The soul, the baby soul, is showing you their spirit because they're showing you what they're going to be like.
Yes, completely.
You
You
know what I mean?
understand it completely. Yes,
And their soul is basically connecting to your soul in a dream, like through a dream.
yes, yes. It's amazing. I don't know how to describe it. And
Wow.
also when I do the pregnancy readings, for example, when they are already pregnant and they want, for example, reading how is it going with the baby and things like that. And then they're saying like, yeah, then saying like what the baby showed me, what the mother and the baby did or something. And then they said, yes, yes. I said, yeah, the baby tells me this and this. Or I'm telling that the baby really that the baby's really quiet at the moment, for example. And then she said, "Yeah, I think the baby is sleeping. I don't feel the baby right now." And then I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And sometimes I feel like the baby is so like energized and so, and then they say, "Yeah, the baby's going everywhere" and things like that. So I feel what the baby feels. But yeah, it's amazing. It's
Wow.
amazing.
That's
And
really neat.
also one time I did a reading for a woman. I think she was 6 months pregnant. And I said to her, you need to do it won't be uh, a
Pregnancy, like
natural,
conventional.
no, yes, it won't be a natural delivery.
So,
It won't be natural. And then she said, but how and things like that. I said, I'm sorry, but I see a knife, so I think they're going to um, cut your stomach open, to get the
C-section.
baby
Hmm.
because it feels like the baby um, can't breathe. I said, but don't panic because the baby will be okay. But don't panic, it will be okay. And then when her delivery began, she sent me a message like she was okay and things like that. And afterwards, she wrote me a message. The baby was born and everything. And then she said, "You were completely right. First, it was like, okay, it's a calm situation, everything is all right. And then suddenly they said, no, we need to do it the other way. And she was like, okay, okay. She told me everything will be okay. Just focus on breathing, focus on breathing. And then she had a nice experience because she knew that it would be a good delivery. And the baby was healthy and everything. She was good and she was very grateful. She was very, very grateful
Oh. As far
because
as
the
the
baby already
spirit,
told me
the
that it
baby
would
actually
be,
told you.
yeah, that it would be a little bit difficult,
Hmm.
because the baby didn't want to leave the baby world.
Didn't want to leave that beautiful world. When
No,
a baby is okay, when a baby is in the womb, the soul is
yes,
there. Obviously, the soul is there because that's who you're connecting with. The spirit, which is the essence, is whenever the cells get together. The physical, is that correct? And like I said, to me, it's the umbilical cord kind of connected to the soul. It's like a little piece of the soul. And then as far as like the sex of the baby, habits, maybe some of the habits, there's, I forgot what it's called, but it's like either you're born with it or environment will create you, either naturally, and I totally forgot that was called, but anyway, so that is part of the essence of the person. That kind of is what, like, hereditary DNA helps create the person. But where does the spirit come from? Like, where do you
you
think?
know, when I have to say something very important when we're talking about gender. The most precious advice what I always give to parents is not to visualize what will be the gender. Why? Because you're already putting a pressure on your unborn child, and that's making a big because maybe the mother is dreaming about a baby girl, but this baby girl wants to be a boy. So it's very difficult then for the baby, like, okay, what do I want to be? Because my mother wants this, my father wants this, and I want this, you
But
know?
in this
So it's
lifetime,
very,
they may need to be a boy. In this lifetime, they may need to be a boy, or in this lifetime, they may need to be a girl. And there's purposes for it, which is where I get back into the whole soul connection thing. Because you are born. This is just my opinion. You are born on this earth. That's why I think astrology is amazing, because you're born on this earth to take care of something. And I haven't figured out how that all pieces together yet, but you're born on this earth to do something. And you may have to be a male or you may have to be a female. That might have to be what part of your essence is. So you're right. You're absolutely right. What if you're here? What if you're here? Here's another thought. This is way out there, and I just thought of this. What if you're here to to do something that has to be you have to be a male, and then there's pressure on you through your mother or your father, there's pressure on you to, let's say, be a female. Now you're born and you're a female in a male's body, or I'm sorry, you're a male in a female's body, and there we go.
that's confusing for the child, for the
It's
soul,
very
for
confusing
itself,
for the child, and
because
that could be
it
why.
already feeds the conscious belief of this mother that already go through the baby, because the baby with the mother is connected and the baby feels everything, but the mother feels, it hears it, everything. So it doesn't feel like accepted as who
Pressured,
she or he is.
feels pressured to be something that it's not,
Yes.
that he or she is not meant to be. And now you've got, like I said, here we have babies that are born into bodies that they feel like their gender is not correct. That could be why. Maybe they felt pressured to be this gender, but they were supposed to be this gender. And so now, they're in a body that they're not supposed to be in. That's a thought. What about the spirit though? Where do you think the actual spirit comes from? Because and then I'm going to talk a little bit about like spirits that walk. I say walk the earth. Nothing, the energy. Where do you think spirit comes from?
I feel like, when you say spirit, I see it like an energy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's energy. Everything is energy. But it's just we just got a human form, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
we are energies. We are walking energies. Everything is energy.
Everything.
Everything created from energy. Everything is energy. The essence is energy. So
I feel like
we are
that's
just,
the umbilical cord to the soul, and the soul is part of the greater picture. Because I don't think the soul is just here in the baby on earth. I feel like the soul, okay, now I'm going to have to use up and down again. I feel like the soul is up here and the baby's here, right? And the spirit is the connection from the soul to this earthly body. So, in saying that, the soul can actually have multiple connections on different planes and etc. But that's too far out. Okay, so let's go back to the baby. So the
those are
spirit,
other dimensions
other
you're
dimensions,
talking about.
right, other
Yeah.
dimensions. Okay, so I think this is just me. I think that the spirit is that connection because the soul's up here doing all kinds of stuff and part of the greater picture, and then the spirit is down here handling stuff on earth. But that baby soul is connected with the spirit, which is connected with the mother. Boom, boom, boom. And I feel like that's why we have reincarnation, because that spirit hangs out the essence of the person, but the soul is reborn into another spiritual body here on earth.
And it's all energy.
And it's all energy. Yeah, it's not like you can
So,
visualize up here, down here, but this doesn't really exist. It's just a way to explain it.
so when I connect to the baby souls, I
Mm-hmm,
just see energies.
mm-hmm.
I just see energies and I see how far they are from the aura of the mother. So I can see how quickly a pregnancy can be, how long it will take, like, and I always talk in seasons because I always see the season like, like those are the bigger.
You don't see in months, then you see in seasons.
I see in months, but first I see season and then I get the months.
That makes more sense with seasons because time doesn't really exist. Man created time. Man created
Right.
a timeline, but the seasons exist. Those
Right.
exist, but man created time. That's why we have all these different calendars all over the world. It's crazy. But let me
Another
think.
show.
Another. In saying all of that, I hate this, but we are with time's out right now. I would love though for you to give us some final thoughts.
Well, it was for me personally. I felt this was amazing because we got so connected. It was like so much synchronicity. That was for me amazing. And that we're thinking about the same thing that makes the energy go higher and higher. And it feels so magical. It feels so, yeah, everything what you said, you got it. You got it. It was spot on. You got it.
It went. I
You got
love
it.
how it went. I knew you would be perfect for this with you connecting. You literally connect with other souls. And that's what this whole series is about. So we're going to continue this series, and in 2 weeks, we're going to have another episode focusing on intuition, how to tap into it, and how to trust it and utilize it in daily life. As you've probably already guessed, meditation is a great way to help you get to the correct mind space to connect to your soul. I've prepared a short meditation that will help you do just that. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Welcome to my guided meditation. I want you to please relax. Relax your whole body and feel all the weight being lifted. Close your eyes. Begin at your head, relaxing each muscle, flowing down your throat and into your body. Now relax your arms, your hands. Let your muscles in your legs weaken and slowly feel them relaxing all the way down to your feet, and allow yourself to rest. Now imagine the sun is bright and shining in the sky all around you. You're in a field, leaning up against a tree, with the sun shining bright down on your face and your body. Feel its warmth. Relax and feel the weight of your body pushing onto the earth. All negativity is washed away. When you are ready, gently open your eyes and bring yourself back.
I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight on our very first episode of Soul Connection. And I want to give an extra special thanks to Andjela for coming on the show and explaining her views on soul and spirit, especially tapping into the souls of babies. You can reach Medium Andjela at www.mediumandjela.com. I'm putting it up at the bottom of the screen because she does spell her name a little differently than we do out here in America. That's okay. But please, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Blessed be.